right along. I am at the point of installing my freshwater and gray water tanks, and this came in last week. It's a 42-gallon freshwater tank, and it was about, I think it was $140. Free shipping. It came from La Venture Products, Elkhart, Indiana, and this was about a third of the price of the other tanks that I've seen. Custom tanks. I had to do a custom tank because my standard 55-gallon drum, and this is a 30-gallon, but it's pretty similar to the 55s. The 55 is just a little bit bigger, but this is my standard solution to freshwater and gray water, and this cost me 20 bucks. It's a used tank. I'm not sure where it's from. My last used tank was my last tanks that I had on the previous bus were from the soda industry, so they smelled they smelled like what a soda smells like, phosphoric acid in particular, and it smelled like that. I bleached it out, I did everything to clean it, and it still had that smell. It was a characteristic smell of sodas. But anyway, I decided to upgrade for a couple of reasons. I didn't like the smell of the water coming out, number one. Maybe I'm just too sensitive, I don't know. In addition, I have some other constraints this time. The bus this time, this is not a school bus, although it's very similar. This is a transit bus, so the rails, or the side panels, are much lower on this bus than a typical school bus. Typical school bus, you probably got this much clearance, and I can't get that barrel, or a 55-gallon barrel, underneath that rail. And the only reason I'm going to be able to get this one in is the rear of the bus is sloped upwards, so I can actually slide this in the back and hang it from the rear. So I've got that going for me. So I got a cheap $20 gray water barrel, but for the fresh water I had to upgrade. But golly, 140 bucks. I mean, I'd do that all day long. Not just that, it's going to fit better underneath there. It's going to hang down lower. And this thing should hang about right here, so it's not going to be hanging down the road. It's not going to be getting hit with too much debris. But the problem now, I discovered this yesterday, this thing is still not going to fit under there. So rather than me digging out a hole so I can, and I can do that, I can even find a place to park, park on some tree stumps and get a little bit of clearance, probably enough to get in there. I don't have to dig or dig much. But I think what I'm going to do is cut a panel out right here and put a hinge on it, like a lot of people I've seen do. Put a hinge on it, that way I can build a box in here and put, I don't know, let's say a generator and propane tanks, maybe. I think that would probably be a good mix. So initially, cutting the panel will allow me to slip this in there and mount that. It'll also allow me to slip my body in there. And once you get up under the bus, there's plenty of room up there. I can sit up. Maybe I had to bend over just a little bit, but I can sit up. I don't have to work from my back. But that would make a world of difference. But in addition, makes it easier for me to slip the tank in there. Once I'm done, I build a box and then put a hinge on that panel that I cut out of there, and I've got storage, underbelly storage. hanging my eye bolts so I can strap my gray water tank on. And I'll be damned if the holes aren't lining up pretty damn good. And you know, I don't have to get it all perfect, but as close as you can get, you know. So that's what I'm going for now. And when this metal, this drilled metal comes down on you, it's hot. I discovered that last time I was drilling metal, which I think was this time last year. But it's good to have a tape measure too in these situations, because I've got studs that I don't want to drill through, because it doesn't make any, this wasted effort, it's holes in the bus that I don't need, and I'm not making any progress when I do that. So it's always good to line your holes up properly. On my last bus, I had a 55-gallon freshwater tank and a 15-gallon gray water. Currently I've got a 30-gallon gray water tank, but the problem I had with the last one, the only problem I had with the last one, my freshwater tank, the straps that I had holding it on in the rear, had it in the rear of the bus, and I went over some I was always off-roading that thing. I was amazed at what it would do, but occasionally the rear got so low to the ground and the tanks hung so low that the rear strap got pulled off. So in other words, it hit the dirt or whatever, rocks, whatever, it basically bottomed out and it pulled the rear strap off. Luckily, I had 3 straps. I had a center strap and a front strap, a center strap, and a rear strap, and it always pulled the rear strap off, I guess because it hung down the lowest. But luckily I had a rear strap on. But to keep that from happening this time, hopefully, I've sewn a restraining strap that I'm going to run between the 2 straps. Hopefully that will keep the straps from spacing apart, coming off the rear, hopefully. I am really digging how well this thing went in. And my little engineered strap here, I'm very excited about that. I didn't expect that to go as well as it did. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this thing loose, because it's got this thing fighting against it, and it's got friction, it's got all kinds of things that hopefully this will stay in. And if it doesn't, it's just a freaking it's just a freaking gray water tank. So far so good. Very excited. this is going to be the fill door for the water tanks, and this also the hatch for the drain valve. So it's going to be a one-stop. I think I'm probably going to just put a ball valve on that and just have a little trigger here and then have a hose going down, something like that. So, feeling pretty good. I think I may just do some cleaning up today and call it a day. It's starting to get really freaking hot out here and humid. The only good thing is it's the wind's blowing today, you know? But making progress.